welcome to Knockhill for round 2 of the Avon Tyres National Formula Ford 1600 Championship. Championship leader Niall Murray is starting back in 5th position, and pole position today, Matt in car number 27. It's over to Scott Woodwiss to take you through the rest of the grid.
Thanks Lloyd, and here is the grid on the anti-clockwise layout at Knockhill. A unique challenge and a unique front row. Matt Rangarrido with his first national pole, Nico Gruber alongside on the front row for the first time. Jamie Thorburn and Neil McLennan lead the local interest on row 2 from Niall Murray and Hugo Bentley-Ellis, Ross Martin and Josh Smith, with Luke Cooper and Carter Williams completing the top 10. Joey Foster and Rory Smith on row 6, ahead of Sebastian Melrose and Jonathan Brown, Sebastian Jobe and Jack Wolfenden, with Michael Eastwell and James Clark on row 9, ahead of Davide Maloney and Vincent Jay. Fergus Payton and Richard Morris ahead of Fraser Gray to complete the 23-car lineup. So 15 minutes around the anti-clockwise layout at Knockhill. It's Rangarrido on pole on the right-hand side, Gruber on the front row on the left. Watch for the lights at the top of the screen. Revs rise, and race 1 of the weekend is go! Nice equal launch for the first couple of rows, clean start, good getaway from Josh Smith in the 0 as they charge towards the hairpin for the first time, and already Nico Gruber is challenging for the lead now, down towards the hairpin. Into the left-hander they go, 2 by 2 hurrah as they all file in together. Looks to be as if Rangarrido's got the lead. It's Gruber in 2nd place. Now we're on board with Carter Williams, the American. To his left is Joey Foster, race winner at Silverstone and last year's Formula Ford Festival champion. And they're going wheel to wheel through the Hislops curve and up towards Clark's for the first time. Leaders up towards the chicane, and it's now Rangarrido who leads. Gruber in 2nd place. Then it's McLennan, Thorburn and Murray, the top 5 trying to break away. Ross Martin leads the train for 6th as they funnel their way through one after the other, down the hill through the chicane. Then through Butchers, through the Scotsman corner. And then as we watch Niall Murray up through the Sayat curves at the top of the hill and onto the pit straight to complete the first lap of racing. 1.26 miles here on the reverse layout at Knockhill, and it's Rangarrido who leads them across at the end of the first lap. Now already I can see Niall Murray is coming under pressure here from Ross Martin as they head into the hairpin again. No change in the first few positions, but I've spoken too soon because Nico Gruber runs wide on the exit of the hairpin, now down the straight towards Hislops. I think McLennan may get 2nd place. We ride on board with Ross Martin, another one of the local Scottish drivers. He's putting the pressure on 2016 champion Niall Murray. Gliding their way through Clark Corner, now down the short Brabham straight towards the chicane. Trying to make inroads here, as there has been a change for 2nd. Neil McLennan, the Scotsman, in the white and blue number 25, is into 2nd place. And he didn't appear at the first round at Silverstone, but it was a very last-minute deal to appear here at Knockhill. And believe it or not, he's raced at Knockhill so many times, but in the more correctly known direction, but he's never raced on the reverse layout. And it's showing here because now coming under threat from his 2 Cliff Dempsey Racing teammates. Down towards the hairpin, he looks to the middle of the road. Gruber looks to the inside line to defend from Jamie Thorburn. Thorburn tries around the outside, but he's being held out to dry on the curve. And now this puts him under big pressure from Niall Murray. I'm pretty sure Cliff Dempsey for a moment was having heart palpitations. Bumping over the curbs as they come down towards the hairpin. Leaders once again, and Murray looks to the outside here. McLennan almost stops and loses the back end under braking. There's Nico Gruber in 4th place, and Murray couldn't get the move around the outside, but look at the momentum that now McLennan has to take the lead around the outside. It is now side by side. They run through Hislops corner together, up towards the left-hander at Clark Corner, and Rangarrido will just sweep in front and hold on to the lead. This is intense stuff here in race 1 of the weekend at Knockhill, and it's not over yet. Into the chicane, all 4 of them as one, bumping over the curbs. Through Butchers, and now through Scotsman Corner. Little twitch of oversteer from McLennan. Bumps the curb. Gets a little bit loose again. Now up the hill through the Sayat curves, and there's not long left to go in this race. Out of a left-hander, onto the pit straight again. They should get the last lap board very soon. Down towards the hairpin, and it is the last lap of the race. Now he comes round Garrido. McLennan holds the inside line. Murray will look to the outside. It's side by side for 2nd place. Is Murray going to get the move done around the outside? Yes, he's done it! Great move from Niall Murray up to 2nd place. That is redemption for a few laps ago. Think you can pass me, can you, Neil? Try that one for size. Fantastic. There's Ross Martin in 5th place. Jamie Thorburn is leading a great battle for 7th between Michael Eastwell and Joey Foster. And that battle should go all the way to the flag. Luke Cooper's in there as well, and Carter Williams, and also Rory Smith. But the leaders out of the chicane into Butchers for the final time. And what a battle it's been. The safety car has broken things up a little bit. but try as Niall Murray and Neil McLellan have. They are some of the best in the business, but 18-year-old Matt Round-Garrido, he only took his first pole this morning, now he's gone one better, up to the checkered flag. Matt Round-Garrido wins his first National Formula Ford race from Murray in second, McLellan third and Gruber fourth. The top four covered by 0.677 of a second. What a finish and what a race. Rest of the field sweeps through to check the checkered flag. And there's a very happy Matt Round-Garrido, and here is confirmation of the result. Round-Garrido wins, Murray in second from McLellan third and Gruber fourth. Then Ross Martin takes fifth from Jamie Thorburn sixth, Michael Eastwell seventh, Joey Foster eighth, then Luke Cooper and Rory Smith. Carter Williams was 11th from Jonathan Brown in 12th, then Sebastian Melrose, Sebastian Joe, Hugo Bentley Ellis down in 15th, then Jay, Maloney, Payson, Gray and Morris, with Smith, Wolfenden and Clark, the three retirees. Fantastic way to kick off the weekend at Knockhill, and here's Lloyd on the podium with the top three.
Matt, a very tough race out there, particularly first couple of laps, quite a bit of dicing going on before the yellow flag. Talk us through it from your point of view.
Yeah, you know, it was my first ever national pole and my first ever national win as well, so nerves were probably getting a little bit of the better off me. I was trying to play it conservative. I knew that making a mistake would be easy. So, you know, going into the hairpin, which is the main overtaking area, I was thinking, just cover the switch back nice and early on the brakes, and sure enough, Neil punished me for that. So I had to pluck up some new ideas. I got him back going into the chicane, but from there on, it was really hard to stay in the lead, and you know, Noel was coming through as well, so I was getting put under pressure by two great drivers, and
well, tough race out there, and certainly a lot of battling going on through the field, and great overtaking manoeuvres to come back from your starting position.
Yeah, well, poor qualifying, and we found a good few problems with the car, so I was really confident coming into the race, and yeah, the car felt great. I had probably the best pace out there. I just couldn't get by Matt. He was driving really well, defending really good. So yeah, the odd time when I was behind him, he was defending so good. Neil got by me again. Oh God, I have to do it again. So yeah, no, really happy. I was just hoping to make one or two places in that race. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. It's not a track that favours overtaking. So to make up 3 places, I'm delighted. Yeah, and hopefully go one better now tomorrow.
Neil, congratulations on your podium position. That's the first time in the car this season.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, first time in the car since the festival, so absolutely delighted with the outcome. Didn't think we were going to be racing there this weekend. We were here last weekend spectating, but we decided just to bite the bullet and give it a try. So no, absolutely delighted. Well done to Matthew and Neil as well. Just can't thank the team enough for all the great work they've done in the car, my mum and dad to get me here. So yeah, delighted.
Well, we've had some rain overnight here at Knockhill, and while the track is drying out at the moment, there is likely to be some slippery places out there, so it's going to make racing very interesting. Matt Round-Garrido on pole position. Can he make it 2 out of 2? It's over to Scott Woodwiss to take you through the grid.
Thanks, Lloyd, and that is the big question. There is Matt Round-Garrido. If he wants to make it 2 from 2, he's going to have to do it with teammate Niall Murray alongside him on the front row. McLellan and Gruber on row 2, ahead of Ross Martin and Jamie Thorburn. Then Michael Eastwell and Joey Foster on the 4th row of the grid, followed by Luke Cooper and Rory Smith. Carter Williams and Jonathan Brown on row 6 from Sebastian Melrose and Sebastian Job. Then Hugo Bentley Ellis back in 15th alongside Vincent Jay, ahead of Davide Maloney and Fergus Payton. Fraser Gray and Richard Morris on row 10, and watch for Josh Smith and Jack Wolfenden for the back of the grid, as will be James Clark, 23rd and last but certainly not least. Green flag at the back, and we're all set for another 15 minutes of Formula Ford action on the Knockhill reverse layout. Red lights are up. Let's see if Round-Garrido can make it 2 from 2 as the lights go out and we go racing once again. Pretty clean start from the first few runs as Round-Garrido heads the field down towards the hairpin for the first time. It's side by side for second place, but Murray fancies his chances at the lead. He looks to the outside of Round-Garrido, but he's going to get hung out to dry, and he has been. He tracked his way through the gravel, but he's losing several places at once, and he's right down the order already. Meanwhile, wheel to wheel for the lead of the race. McLellan fancies his chances for first place on the damp patches down towards Clark Corner. Can he get the undercut on the exit of Clark Corner? And the answer is yes, he can. He's side by side with Round-Garrido, and he gets his nose in front just before the chicane. So Neil McLellan, former Scottish Formula Ford champion, is into the lead at the beginning of lap 1 here as they head into Scotsman Corner. Round-Garrido tucked under his gearbox for second place. Gruber's had a great start up to 3rd, as has Ross Martin up to 4th, and also Niall Murray is down to 9th position after his excursion into the gravel. And there's Hugo Bentley Ellis, I'm afraid, contact at the hairpin on lap 1. He's out of it already. End of lap 1, side by side for the lead as Rangarida looks back up the inside of McLennan, and there's nothing really McLennan can do. He may look for the cutback on the exit, but there's just no room. And Matt Rangarida, race 1 winner, is back to the head of the field. Now there's yellow flags flying down towards the right-hander at Hislops, and that's for the stricken car of Hugo Bentley Ellis. But the top 4 are trying to break away already. Into Clark Corner for the second time. Here's the view from Joey Foster, looking forwards at the gearbox of Ross Martin in 4th place. So Joey Foster took a win at Silverstone. He would dearly love a second one as he rocks over the curbs through the chicane. But now Matt Rangarida in prime position now to see what he can do to pick up a second victory over the Sayat curves, all as one together. And there is Niall Murray, number 5. He's already back up to 8th place. He's past Luke Cooper. He's now on the back of Michael Eastwell, as we saw Ross Martin there swarming all over the rear of Nico Gruber's car on the pit straight down towards the hairpin. He's doing it again, as McLennan again for the second time hopes for the cutback on the exit of the hairpin. Nothing doing. And look at Niall Murray as well. Niall Murray's on the comeback trail because he's gone round the outside of Michael Eastwell. That's up to 7th place. So his next target is now going to be Jamie Thorburn in 6th. And they head up towards Clark Corner again for the 3rd time. One after the other, funneling their way through. And now down towards the chicane. Nose to tail now for 5th and 6th position. And throwing these cars around here at Knockhill. It's a great sight. Little puff of tyre smoke from Rangarida. Just showing that he's being pushed pretty hard here as they come up through the Sayat curves. We're back on board with Joey Foster. Now he's chasing after 5th place Ross Martin. Now then, safety car lights are out, which means that we are getting underway and racing once again. We're pretty late into the race now, so really we can't afford any more mistakes from anyone this late into proceedings. But the process now, if anyone's unaware, is that Niall Murray, who's violently weaving from side to side at the last minute, will now decide when he wants to restart this race. He effectively becomes the safety car. He will pop out over the hill any moment now. There he goes. He's put his foot to the floor and says, right, I'm going, chaps. Come with me if you're ready. Down the straight, up towards the start and finish line. Green flags flying, and we're back underway once again here at Knockhill. But immediately, Murray's not comfortable. He's squirming under braking as McLennan looks for the inside line. Up into the hairpin. Up the inside also goes Ross Martin as Nico Gruber runs wide, and Ross Martin's up to 4th place. So a great move from the Scotsman. But now Neil McLennan is putting Niall Murray under pressure here, as he did with Matt Rangarida at the start of the race earlier on. Into Clark Corner. It's Murray, McLennan, Thorburn in 3rd place, and that's Ross Martin! Martin off the road! Ross Martin skates off the road at Clark Corner. Now that's his race over, but what's that going to do? We are literally in the last few moments of the race. Now is that going to prompt a safety car again? Will we get the red flag? Will they cover it with waved yellows until the end of the race? We'll have to wait and see. But Ross Martin throws away the chance of a top 5 finish, and what could have even been a podium if he'd been lucky enough. Down the pit straight on the first lap after the restart. Murray leads it side by side between the 2 Scottish drivers. McLennan in 2nd place, Thorburn in 3rd. They're still going at it down towards the hairpin. Gruber closing up into 4th place. But it's all come to a premature halt because, as you can see on the screen, red flag is out. The race has been stopped. And because we are that late in the race, we will not get a restart. We will have to declare a result. And after a very, very eventful second race, plenty of action, plenty of drama, plenty of cars heading off left, right and centre, including Ross Martin. Hands on his hips, not very pleased with himself. But here is classification of the result at the red flag. It's Niall Murray who wins from Neil McLennan in 2nd place and Jamie Thorburn 3rd. Then Nico Gruber and Michael Eastwell ahead of Luke Cooper, Rory Smith, Josh Smith, Carter Williams a brilliant 9th and Sebastian Melrose in 10th. Jack Wilson in 11th from James Clark and Sebastian Job. Then Jay, Gray, Maloney, Morris and Brown the rest of the finishers. And Ross Martin, Matt Rangarida and Joey Foster, who was excluded after his contact with Ross Martin, are the non-finishers.
No, tough opening laps, and even at the end there, it was getting a bit close, bit dicey. Were you worried?
I was a little bit worried when I was in the gravel trap on lap 1, yeah, but no, I managed to get out there. Didn't lose too many places, so yeah, picked them off one by one. I knew I had the pace from yesterday. Just struggled in qualifying, which set us on the back foot for race 1, but again, we knew we had the pace, so yeah. It was...
Neil, P3 in race 1, P2 now. Can you make it to the stop step?
Thank you very much. We're definitely going to give it a try. It's been some fantastic weekend so far. Just can't thank the team enough again for such a great setup. But no, really good race from Niall. Well done to him. But we're going to try and go for the win for the next one, yeah.
Jamie, tough racing out there. A lot of action going on. Safety car period as well. Where do we start?
Yeah, well, the first lap made a mistake into the hairpin and dropped to 7th, and from that point on it was just about recovering the position. Stayed out of trouble unlike yesterday.
The cars are forming up, ready to go out onto the grid for the final round of the Avon Tyres National Formula Ford 1600 Championship. And because of the reverse nature of the grid, Luke Cooper starts in pole position and could very well be in with a shout of taking the victory. It's over to Scott Woodwiss to take you through the rest of the grid.
Thank you, Lloyd. And with that reverse grid, here is how they line up for the third race. Luke Cooper and Michael Eastwell on pole position, with Nico Gruber and Jamie Thorburn on row 2. Neil McLennan and race 2 winner Murray on row 3, ahead of the Smiths, Rory and Joshua. Top 10 completed by Carter Williams and Sebastian Melrose, ahead of Jack Wolfenden and James Clark. Sebastian Jobb and Fraser Gray, ahead of Davide Maloney and Richard Morris, who make up row 8. Row 9 is Jonathan Brown and the lowly Ross Martin in 18th. And watch for Matt Rangarido in 20th and Joey Foster at the back of the grid after his race 2 exclusion. So, green flag at the back. We're all set for a final 15 minutes as the red lights go on. And as the sun sets here at Knockhill, can Cooper convert pole to a victory? Let's find out. We're going racing one more time. And it's a cracking getaway from poleman Cooper. Fantastic start. And he will lead the field down towards turn 1. Eastwell into second place. And behind him, it's a three-way melee for third for the Cliff Dempsey cars. McLennan goes round the outside of Gruber. And also, that's Jamie Thorburn now down to 4th position. Rest of the field funnels its way out of the hairpin, and Cooper leads. Eastwell second place, but already he's coming under massive pressure from Neil McLennan as they charge down towards Hislops and then Clark Corner. Now on board with Ross Martin, chasing after Sebastian Jobb, and he easily sides up the inside into the left-hander. Jobb gives him room, and now his next target, I think possibly, is going to be Rory Smith in the mix. Over the chicane, through Butchers, into Scotsman Corner, and still Cooper leads. McLennan second place, but he would dearly love to complete the hat-trick. He scored 3rd in race 1, 2nd in race 2. How dearly would he love to win at his home circuit on his comeback here. He hasn't even sat in the car since October at the Formula Ford Festival, but you wouldn't know it. Going side by side with Luke Cooper down the pit straight. Here he comes for the race lead. Cooper will hold the inside line. They hit the brakes. McLennan tries to sweep around the outside, but Cooper holds firm as they head out of the hairpin, and McLennan almost gets hung out to dry. Now back on board with Carter Williams, the young American, really adapting well to life in Formula Ford in the UK. He's also somebody who's experienced the USF 2000 Scholarship Shootout. He made it through by making it through in the Formula Car Racing Championship last year in the States. As ahead of them for the lead, Neil McLennan's found an avenue through past Luke Cooper. And with a twitch of oversteer over the curbs, Neil McLennan is into a lead here in race 3 at Knockhill. So there's also Niall Murray diving up the inside of Jamie Thorburn. There's a touch of wheels, but I think both of them have just got away with it on this occasion. So over Sayat curves now. Luke Cooper trying to chase after Neil McLennan, but at this point in time he's also coming under threat for Michael Eastwell. And Eastwell always seems to do well in these reverse grid races. He really does come on strong. Cooper going down the outside. Oh, that's incredible. He did it at Silverstone and he's done it again. Round the outside of Neil McLennan at the hairpin as Niall Murray's hit trouble. So as now Cooper leads, Niall Murray's hitting problems. And is something wrong with the rear of that car? Not all is well with the number 5 Van Diemen. And the 2016 champion is in big trouble. But what a sensational move from Luke Cooper. He's got a perfect record at the Castle Coombe Formula Ford Championship, and as he skips over the chicane, all 4 wheels off the ground, he's showing he means business here in Knockhill. Through the left-hander, McLennan 2nd, Eastwell 3rd. It's now Thorburn in 4th, and up to 5th position. I'm trying to make that out. It possibly could still be Nico Gruber. Up the hill now, underneath the bridge, beginning of another lap, and here comes McLennan again. He thinks anything you can do, Luke, I can do better. And he'll try to go around the outside again. He tried it once a couple of laps ago. Thinks about the undercut, and he's almost there. As we now go on board with Rory Smith. Now he's chasing after Carter Williams. So Carter's managed to get through at some point within that sequence. Now Rory Smith in the brand new JL18 2018 Spec Medina, putting it to good use. He's running in and around the top 10. He's got the leaders in his sights, and they're already starting to get amongst themselves in front. Look at the cars at the head of the train as they head into the chicane. There's been a bit of a shuffle. And the shuffle is that McLennan is in 2nd place. Cooper starting to sprint away. So it looks as though up at Clark Corner there was a little bit of a scuffle, and that's held up the pack for second place downwards. And Niall Murray, I'm afraid, is in the pit lane. It's rare we see him with mechanical problems or in trouble. So it's now the Swift chassis versus the Ray into the chicane again. Eastwell 4th. Matt Rancorino is up to 5th place now, ahead of Ross Martin. And Josh Smith's fallen back into 7th, and he's going to come under attack from Carter Williams. Also in there, Nico Gruber in 9th place as they head out over the Sayat curves. And McLennan now is trying to extend his advantage as much as he can. Across the timing lines, end of another lap. Everyone hugs the inside line. At the back of that queue, I can see also Joey Foster, so he's in the mix too. And there's an almighty scrap going on for 5th place. Look at this. Eastwell now could get past now by Matt Rancorino. He's dived up the inside. It's now wheel to wheel now for 4th position as they head down through his slops up towards the Clark Corner. It's also kicking off for 8th place behind Ross Martin. Here they come into Clark Corner again. Through a left-hander, all as one. McLennan a little bit sideways on the exit. And they're still going at it. Rancorino up to 4th. Ross Martin can send to top 5 here as they come into the chicane. Over the crest, through Butchers, into the complex. Into the left-hander at Scotsman Corner. Oh, goodness me, big accident. And that is Davide Maloney, car number 3. He's gone up and over. And rightfully so, we're deep into the race. The race is almost over, so red flag, they're going to declare a result. And we understand that Davide Maloney is okay, just a little bit shaken, which is an absolute miracle. Thank goodness for that. That's the best news we wanted to hear. Well, because of the red flag, it means that we have to pull the results a lap back, which means Neil McLennan wins the race from Luke Cooper in 2nd and Jamie Thorburn 3rd. Eastwell salvages 4th, back from Matt Rancorino. Then Ross Martin, Josh Smith, Carter Williams, Nico Gruber, and Joey Foster from the back of the grid gets a top 10 finish. Rory Smith 11th, then Melrose, Clark, Wolfenden, Job, Brown, Morris, Payton, and Gray were 19 finishers, with Maloney, Murray, and Hugo Bentley Ellis the non-finishers. An incredible final race, and what an incredible top 3.
Neil, to come back from racing in a car that you'd not really sat in before, at a track that you've not been to, and to stand on every step of the podium this weekend, that's a pretty impressive achievement.
No, thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely delighted this whole weekend. I couldn't have gone any better with Cliff Dempsey Racing, just gave me such a great car. First time sitting in the car was Thursday. It was a bit rusty at the start, but no, we just kept the head down and go, and no, just picked every way as it came, so no, absolutely delighted, can't thank them enough.
Luke, how do you keep a calm head when everything like that's going on around you?
It's very difficult, as I didn't really have the pace in that, so I was doing everything I could to stay in front. And as soon as Neil got past, I thought, right, I've got to get straight back past him, otherwise he's gonna get away. And thankfully I was able to get straight back past him and then try and defend again out in front.
Jamie, races don't get much tougher than that one, do they?
Yeah, that was pretty hard fought right from lap 1, so yeah, I'm pretty happy to come away with 3rd. I mean, I can't thank the team and my sponsors and everyone enough. The car was pretty phenomenal throughout. We just struggled a wee bit coming up the hill onto the main straight, and that just kind of let them have enough of a gap, so I couldn't properly attack them at the hairpin. But yeah, the day's been pretty good. We had a bit of a disaster yesterday, dropping back to 6th, but I'm glad that we finished 3rd in both races here, and especially from the reverse grid to keep on going forward and pick up some more points and another trophy for the championship.
Well, that wraps up the action from this weekend at Knockhill for the Avon Tyres and National Formula Ford 1600 Championship. We hope you join us next time where the racing comes from Brands Hatch.